Hello and welcome to Romero Threads on YouTube, where it's all about embroidery. My name is Ever Romero, and in today's video, I am going to give you 5 tips when starting your home embroidery business. Now, on a side note, I could talk forever about embroidery, okay? I could come up with hundreds and hundreds of tips, but these are the most important tips, especially when you're first starting off. And this will definitely be a running series, so make sure you subscribe because we have lots and lots of topics to discuss all about the embroidery business. So let's start with tip number 1, and that is practice, practice, practice. Now, I know it seems kind of obvious, right? That you got to practice your craft, but before you take on any high-paying job, you want to make sure you get down the science and the art of embroidery. When starting off, you want to make sure you start off by having fun, and you do so by working on personal projects for yourself, for your family and friends. Look around your house, embroider everything you see, okay? Old polo shirts, old hats, you could customize everything. And by doing so, you're going to start experimenting with different type of fabric and different types of garment. And the main objective, okay, when you're practicing is to build confidence. Confidence is going to be your most important skill in embroidery, especially when you start taking on complicated, uncommon jobs. And once you have the confidence to take on different types of situations, then you will start seeing what type of project actually makes you happy. Okay, because believe it or not, there are certain projects out there that will not make you profit. Okay, once we build this confidence and you dialed in what jobs you like to do, then this business becomes fun. Okay, and once this business becomes fun, that's when everything starts to fall into place. Okay, so we start off with confidence, okay, and that's the building block of your whole business. Okay, tip number 2 when starting your home embroidery business is choose your niche wisely. Okay, so the word niche, okay, you've seen it being tossed around left and right. Okay, so let's go ahead and see the definition of niche. Okay, so it is a specialized segment of the market for a particular kind of product or service. In my experience, in order to have fun in your business and to understand your customers 100%, you have to find a focused niche, a niche that you understand the language and you understand all the tribal rules and regulations that niche holds dearly. Okay, once you can speak that language of that niche, okay, and you provide excellent service, then you'll build that trust with those customers, okay? And once you build that trust, then you become the subject matter expert specifically for that niche. Also, when you service a specific niche, it's hard for any type of competition to come in, okay, and just rain on your parade, okay? Because not anybody knows the world you live in. Not everybody can just come into any niche, okay? So if you study that niche, if you study your customer and you know what your customer wants, then you should never have any problem with any type of competition. Where it becomes a problem is when you want to service anybody and everybody, when you're kind of running around without a plan. Now it's kind of hard to focus on a certain type of customer. Okay, that's why locking down and focusing on a certain niche, and you do so by analyzing what are your hobbies, what do you do on the weekends, where do you work at. Those are niches where only you know you can choose from. So some examples of certain niches that kind of came to my mind while I was writing here: high school sports, little leagues, cheer, fraternities and sororities, real estate, restaurants, first responders, contractors, landscape, medical. And guess what? Once you learn what a certain community needs, it's game over after that. You're just pumping out jobs after jobs after jobs. And if the quality is on point, you're repeating the formula that you've created by practicing, by experimenting, and by locking into your niche. Okay, tip number 3. This is your tax ID, your resale license. You want to get your business documents ready to go. Okay, that also includes your DBA, your doing business as, and your business bank account. Okay, you want to do all this while you're small. And the reason why I recommend it while you're small is because you can learn while you're small. Once your business is big and money's coming in and money's coming out, now it's hard to just stop what you're doing and learn business when there's so many moving pieces. The best time to learn federal tax, your state tax, your county tax, your city tax is when you're a little baby business, okay? Because your numbers are not outrageous yet, okay? Eventually, your numbers are going to skyrocket, okay? And you don't want to start from scratch once your business is booming. Okay, another reason you want to have your resale license, okay? You want to make sure you get your accounts with all the top vendors, okay? All the wholesale vendors, you want to make sure you have access to those websites, to those catalogs, okay? Whatever you do, the last thing you want to do is have to go buy your blanks at Walmart, at Joann's, at Hobby Lobby, okay? Of course, if you're in a pinch or you need some 911 blanks, okay? Yes, maybe, okay? But overall, you want to make sure you have a good relationship with your vendors, okay? These vendors are very good to work with, especially nowadays. Back in the days, when you ordered blanks, you had to buy bulk. You had to keep a large inventory. The vendors that require a resale license, they don't make you buy those big quantities, okay? Sometimes you only need 1 or 2 items, and that's fine. Now, you have the option to buy small quantities, okay? But I always recommend to buy in bulk when possible, okay? That's because you're going to save on shipping. You don't have to pay for shipping every time you order. Shipping is free once you reach a certain amount, okay? I think it's $300 with SNS activewear. Okay, it's either 300 or 200. Okay, so you always want to make sure you hit that limit so you're getting the free shipping. Okay, because if you're paying for shipping, either you're paying for it through profit or you have to pass that price along. Okay, and that's really not convenient on any party. Okay, to pass shipping price. So you want to make sure you buy in bulk, both to save money and so you can be fully stocked so your turnaround time could be faster. Very important to get your resale license. Get hooked up with the best vendors. My top 2 vendors that I use, SNS Activewear and Sanmar, okay? Those are your most popular vendors for wholesale. Okay, so make sure you get all your paperwork done, especially when you're a little baby business. Okay, because that way it's easier to learn business. Okay, let's go to step number 4. Very important. I call this step, it's time to start making money. In order for your business to show any sign of life, you need to have profit, money coming in. Okay, that is the lifeline, that is the heartbeat of your business. With that being said, the most important thing is to price your service accordingly. Do not sell yourself short. Okay, so a lot of times, some of our customers might think, okay, all we got to do is push the start button and it sews, everything just sews automatically. But I know, like you know, that there are about 20 steps before we push that start button in preparation. And after our garment is stitched, then we have 20 other steps for final production, packing, sending it out. Okay, so there's a lot of moving pieces when we're doing these projects. So the whole point of this tip is to make sure you are calculating your profit margins and making sure the business is able to survive the next project. And you do so by calculating profit margins. How much are you paying for this project? How much time are you putting into this project? All that is being calculated when you give the final price. This topic can definitely get broken up into 10 subtopics. Okay, and I will definitely get into details when it comes time for pricing. Okay, but make sure you are not selling yourself short. Okay, so now we're on tip number 5, and this is very important, and at the same time it's not as easy as can be. Okay, and that is, you have to be a people person. You have to offer excellent customer service. Okay, now me myself, I'm more of a laid back, behind the scenes type of person, but when it comes to embroidery or anything business, all of a sudden I become chatty. And that's because that's what I do. That's what I spend my time doing research. And that's what I love to work on, is embroidery. And when customers see that passion and when they see that knowledge, that's when you start building trust. And the whole point of tip number 5 is to build that confidence with a potential customer, where it's easy to approach any business, especially a business in your niche. Let's go ahead and quickly review our 5 tips on starting a home embroidery. Okay, so of course, number 1, practice. Okay, so become the expert by repetition and becoming better after every project. Okay, very important, that one. Number 2, choose your niche wisely. Service the world you live in. Each niche has its own language, its own set of rules. Service them and they will trust you. Okay, step number 3, very basic business 101. Okay, and that's to get your tax ID, get your prices down low. Everybody will benefit from that, both you and your customer. Tip number 4 is, it's time to start making money. Okay, sales and profit is the lifeline of your business. Respect your time and livelihood and take pride of your work and your prices. Okay, can't say it any better than that. Okay, price accordingly. And number 5, you have to be a people person. Okay, you have to go out and talk to people, and it becomes easy when you understand that every business needs your service. Okay, no matter what business, from the lowest to the highest corporate business ever made, they need embroidery service. Okay, with that being said, thank you for hanging out with me today. I definitely want to keep this topic going, and this will be a running series on this channel of home embroidery business and just embroidery business in general. Okay, because whether you're in a home, in a shop, in a garage, or wherever you are, a lot of the fundamentals, a lot of the science, a lot of the art, it's all the same across the board. Okay, so make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace out.